Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. I have a great group with me today. They're from Naperville Counseling Center. I have Kelly Laporte, and she's a clinical director and psychotherapist. And then right here is Dr. Katie Hatch, and you're a clinical psychologist.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the services offered by Naperville Counseling Center.
Sure. We see children, adolescents, and adults. We offer a variety of interventions that are evidence-based.
Okay.
We do couples therapy, family therapy, lots of different services. We have various groups that we offer. We have currently a teens group, a middle school age group, a new moms group, and a social skills group.
Wow, you guys are busy.
We are, yes. So those groups are always changing all the time. We also support parents who, we do psychological evaluations. So when we do that for a child, we support parents in the school system. If they're trying to get services for their children, we can support them at IEP meetings. So that's another neat thing that we do.
Well, and tell me a little bit about, you mentioned some of the groups, but the demographics that you see?
Yes, the populations that we work with, like Dr. Hatch mentioned, we work with children, adolescents, and adults,
right,
with a wide range of eclectic services to go along with those, depending on the struggles that each individual comes in with. We work a lot with anxiety, depression, adjustment disorder, substance abuse struggles. We work a lot with self-harming behaviors, a lot with eating disorders. Couples therapy, any type of relational problems that come in, we work with that. So really, we try not to turn away anything at the door, depending on what that person is struggling with, we do work with. And then we also try to work with the community, with other doctors as well, to make sure that those individuals meet their goals.
That's wonderful. Now, I think we all wonder when we're thinking about, contacting, a counseling group or a therapist, what type of therapeutic techniques are you going to use? How does that work when you're talking with somebody? You guys are the experts. We show up and go, hi, I have a problem.
We really try and form strong relationships with our clients, no matter what age they are, and we really try and relate to them, to their own unique experiences, whether it's a 3-year-old child or an 87-year-old man. So we have a variety of, like I said, evidence-based practices that we use.
Some clients come in asking for specific techniques, which we're a really eclectic service.
Yeah, I love that word, eclectic, yeah. I think most of us are pretty eclectic. So.
Yes. And some offices only offer a couple services, whereas we like to offer as many as we can. We do have several others at the practice. Okay. So we have a sports consultant that works specifically with athletes for any type of injury that the person's struggling with, or any type of performance anxiety. So that's a specific technique that we offer. Some clients, we may use something like a client-centered therapy or a cognitive behavioral therapy. There's so many different types that we use, but we really try to make it about the individual. So the needs of the individual is what we put first. And that's why we say eclectic, because we may not use the same technique overall across the board, depending on who comes in.
Sure, I would imagine that it's very individual. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, we often think, gee, how do we pay for this? About the, insurance is now, fairly open to paying for this. And then tell me a little bit about your hours, too.
With the insurance question, we are in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO as well as Medicare. We also take all of out-of-network insurances, and we're able to bill to them as well. For the clients that either don't have insurance or their insurance doesn't cover mental health or behavioral health care, we do offer sliding scale.
That's nice of you.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, we really try to make it work. We don't like turning people away at the door just because of insurance reasons. So we really try to make it work for the individual. And our hours vary. The great thing is that we can work morning, afternoons, evenings, weekends if needed. The great thing is we can also work out of office. So if a client can't come to the office because of maybe a physical reason or maybe they have anxieties about coming, we can also meet them somewhere else, at their home, at another confidential place where we can have the session there.
Wow, I would think, a very unusual. I had not heard about being able to go to them. That's a very nice service to offer.
Yeah, it makes us stand out.
It does, it does. You mentioned it a little bit, but tell me about the assessments that you guys do, and why is that important?
Yes, we do various assessments for children and adults. Some of them, to name a few, are like ADHD evaluations, learning disability evals. We test for autism spectrum disorder. Those are some of the more child-related ones. For adults, we can do psychological assessments for employment reasons. We do substance abuse evals. We test for many different types of emotional and personality difficulties, dementia. There's all sorts of them. So it is important, depending on the reason why the individual needs the assessment, but it's also nice to be able to get an idea as to what's really going on with the person, and then it can really help, for example, a child who's needing more services at school to be able to say, this is what's really going on with this child, so we need to really meet them where they're at and provide them with more services.
That's wonderful. And you said meet them where they're at, and then you've mentioned that you can meet them outside of it. It's a big step for someone to say, hey, maybe I need some counseling. How do you guys, or how do you know when you need counseling? What do you offer as, sort of a barometer for when someone should be, chatting with somebody?
It's really different based on everybody. Yeah. We have some clients that come in just because they feel the need to talk to somebody outside of their family, a more objective person. And we have some clients that maybe something big has happened in their life, maybe a big life change or a death in the family, something significant.
Transition.
Yeah, a big transitional period. So I feel like everybody does call based on different needs at different points in their lives. But we do get that question a lot where a potential client may call and ask, we don't even know if we should be coming in right now. What do we do? How does this process work? And we'll explain that over the phone and do a mini consult over the phone with them to see if this really is a service that they need, or if there's something else we can refer them to.
That's very nice of you guys. So what makes you, there's a lot of companies and services out there that offer counseling and therapy. What makes you stand out?
Well, we actually just opened our location here in Naperville. We're both from the area.
That's awesome.
And we come from a practice that's already established out in Park Ridge. So it's a very successful practice. There's probably around 15 clinicians there or so.
Wow.
So that practice has done really well in helping many people in that community. So it's great that we have that base already to work from. And if there's ever something that we aren't well versed in helping someone with, we can always pull someone from Park Ridge to have them assist in whatever the difficulty is.
Great team play. Yes.
And the great thing, since we just opened out the satellite location out here in October, we really try to be involved with the community. So we've been offering some educational seminars at the schools. We've been doing classes at the churches. A lot of the health fairs. We're just really trying to get involved to work with the people of Naperville, to actually get to know them so that we know what services to offer, such as what groups to start up, what's really needed in the community.
Well, it's all about that individual relationship, as you had mentioned before. Thank you for stopping by and sharing a little bit about what you do and getting a chance to meet you both. I wish you great success.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.